guys know I love having oatmeal in the morning, but on this day I went ahead and I made some baked oatmeal muffins. And if you've never had baked oatmeal, it's kind of a mix between oatmeal and then having a baked good like a banana bread or a muffin. I mixed together some soy milk and vinegar and I set that aside. And then I went ahead and I made my own oat flour just by blending up some old-fashioned oats. If you use gluten-free oats, this can be a completely gluten-free recipe for those of you who are sensitive to gluten, but you just pulse the oats a few times to create this really awesome oat flour that is really light, and it creates a really delicious texture in these baked oatmeal muffins. And then I add a little bit of allspice, which is so good whenever you have any kind of like red berries, strawberries, raspberries. It's just such a nice kind of background flavor that gives it a little oomph. Now instead of using oil and eggs, I'm going to use a mashed banana, and that's going to help create a lot of moisture, and it's also going to sweeten these muffins naturally. Now the secret ingredient, or one of them, is to add a little bit of raspberry fruit spread. You can use regular jam if you like, but I like that this one is just naturally sweetened. And it's gonna create like a raspberry milk. You'll see it turns this very faint pink color, and this is going to really flavor the baked oatmeal muffins with a beautiful, intense berry flavor. And then secret ingredient number 2 is freeze-dried raspberries. You can get these at the regular grocery store in most places, but I'll also link them down below if you want to order them online. While the batter rested for a little while, I went ahead and I snacked on this yellow peach because they're in season and so good right now. And then I went ahead and I topped these with all different things. So some of them I left plain, some of them I added some blueberry granola, and if you're making these at home, I highly recommend topping them with blueberry granola. The flavor was out of this world. And I also did some with some toasted coconut, and I'll show you all 3 finished products towards the end, but again, the blueberry was the winner. Adding fun toppings is a great thing to do if you have kids at home as well, because they can kind of customize and make their muffins, so definitely keep that in mind if you're baking with little ones. And another thing to keep in mind is that setting a kitchen timer, as simple as it seems, actually just gives you such peace of mind, especially if you're doing morning baking. I feel like I'm a little sleepy in the morning, and it's just nice to not have to really keep an eye on them. I just let them go until the timer goes off, and in the meantime, I was talking to my friend, I was putting away dishes from the night before, sipping my coffee, and voila, my breakfast was ready, and these smelled so good. Kind of slacking on my morning skincare routine because of, sheltering in place and not really going anywhere, and my skin was not happy about it. So recently I've been making a point of doing basically this exact thing. I wash my face with the vitamin C wash from Derma E, and then I use the lavender Thayers, and then I use the blemish treatment and the vitamin C moisturizer from Derma E. This is not sponsored, they just sent me these samples to try, and so far I'm loving them, and they are vegan and cruelty free, so I thought I would share. So the other day I wanted to reheat tofu scramble and have it with toast for lunch, and I realized that I was out of toast, but I had these frozen pitas, so I made like a pita tofu scramble pocket, and it was so good, and I was like, this is my new thing. I love this. Don't you love when that happens? Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and make that for lunch. I love making huge portions of tofu scramble, and on this day it had cauliflower rice in it along with some nutritional yeast and salsa. So I just warmed that up in the microwave, and then I stuffed the pitas with lots of arugula. And pro tip, you guys, huge game changer if you're eating a pita, put it in a small bowl instead of on a plate. That way the sides will hold it up and it won't just like spill over, because if it's flat, all of the contents fall over and that's super inconvenient. So use a small bowl, it's a game changer. I topped this with some smoky chipotle salsa that my friend Herb made for me, along with some vegan yogurt to cool it down because it is spicy, and then some cilantro, and this is, oh, it's my favorite lunch. You have to try this combo. I went ahead and I whipped up a little bit more of this dill salad dressing. This is gonna go on my dinner tonight, which I meal prepped, and I'll show you because it's so good. I'm actually having the exact same thing I had yesterday because it was delicious, but this is also just really good on any kind of veggie bowl. It's great on potatoes. It's great as a dip. As you can see, it's pretty thin right now because it is a hemp seed based dressing, and so as it sits in the fridge, it'll thicken up. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to a salad dressing bottle that I repurposed. This was a carrot ginger dressing from Whole Foods, and I really liked the bottle, and it's glass. So I just washed it, and now I fill it. Every time I make homemade dressing, I just put it in this. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit in the fridge so it's nice and thick for later, and I will put this recipe down below because it's really good, and it's really good on potatoes in particular. So just thought I would let you know. Hey guys, I thought I would do a little World Market haul because I picked up some new dishes. I always am kind of collecting new kinds of dishes. One, because I'm a little clumsy with them, and two, because for food photography, it's just nice to have some variety. So I found these little bowls that are a bit irregular, like the circle is not a proper even circle, which I think looks a little rustic and pretty. And I love serving food on just plain white dishes because I think it really, especially if you have colorful like salads or fruit, it just really lets the colors shine, and I think it looks nice in food photography. And then I also got two of these little dishes, which I think are so pretty. They kind of give me like cafeteria style vibes, but also a little bit retro, and I just think they're really classic and cool looking, and I love blue and white, as you can tell. I also got these are technically for your tea bag, I think, or for your spoon, but I think they're gonna look really pretty in food photography as a prop, and I think they have kind of a little bit of a Scandinavian vibe to them, like kind of summery Scandinavian summer vibes. So I'm definitely looking forward to that because I'm working on some new Scandinavian and Norwegian recipes. And then I also got, oh, I told you I was clumsy. And then I also got these bowls, which are really beautiful and like kind of matte on the inside, and this really cool like ceramic. And then on the outside they have like a two-toned brown. I think they're gonna look really good in like some cozy wintry Instagrams. So yeah, I got two of everything, and I'm really excited for my little haul, so I thought I would show you. World Market is a really good place to get some dishes, as well as IKEA and Target, and then like Home Goods and those kinds of places. Those are my go-tos, but I'm gonna wash these and then very carefully put them away. This is an awkward camera angle, but I was just doing a Instagram promo for these Drizzlicious rice cakes. So now I'm snacking on them because I had to open both bags, for the promo. So they're these little like rice cakes that are made out of quinoa and flax and chia, and they're pretty good. So I have a s'mores flavor and a salted caramel, and since they're both open, I've been snacking on both of these. They're really good. And they're vegan and gluten-free and really yummy. It's like when you want something salty and sweet at the same time. This one has a salted caramel swirl. They're actually really good if you mix them, like if you take one bite of each. And that's done, so now I'm gonna go clean up all the filming stuff I have from today, and I'm probably gonna go for a walk, and then we'll start on dinner. I wanted to insert this clip from yesterday's grocery haul and meal prep so you could see how easy it was for me to whip up dinner. Here are some highlights from the grocery haul. One, these very summery tomatoes. Get tomatoes right now. They're so best time of year for tomatoes. I also got this vegan feta that I plan on putting on salads mostly, just kind of crumbled through salads and like warm grain bowls. And more strawberries because they were on sale. And my favorite chocolate, if you haven't tried this one, it is the dark chocolate, like the salted dark chocolate, and it's like a thick brick of chocolate. It is insanely good. Now, I wanted to point out that there's also some plastic in this haul, but that's because my grocery store won't let you bring your own bags. They do, however, have some of these little like cardboard containers, so I try to use those when I can. After my grocery shop, I went ahead and I meal prepped some items like roasted veggies, and I wanted to show you these golden beets because I don't know if you guys are like this, but I'm always a little bit intimidated by beets. I usually just get the pre-steamed or canned kind just because I know that they can be kind of messy, and I felt like for whatever reason they would be hard to work with, but the golden beets are just as easy to peel and chop and roast as potatoes and carrots, and they're so good when you roast them with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, so definitely recommend. I also made a big batch of lentils. I just went ahead and cooked them in some water that I added lots of flavor to with some red onion and bay leaves. Go ahead and sniff your bay leaves because if they don't have a nice fragrant smell, they're probably too old. Bay leaves are one of those spices that get pushed to the back of the cabinet and don't get used, and then people wonder like, what do you do with these? They don't seem to do anything. It's probably because they're stale. I also made a bunch of potatoes and put those away. So for dinner on this night, all I did was plate up these leftovers and I added some of that sauce that I made from before. So this was the carrots and beets and the potatoes. Oh, when I made the potatoes, I salted the water so they already had a bit of flavor. And this is a Scandinavian style cucumber and dill salad with radishes and vinegar and salt and pepper. So I piled on the veggies and the lentils. I added some parsley to the potatoes, all this was warm except for the cucumber salad. Lots of cherry tomatoes, some of that feta from the night before, walnuts for crunch, and then lots of my creamy dill dressing and a little bit of lemon and black pepper on top. And I know it looks kind of like a heap, just a bunch of stuff on a plate, but this is my kind of meal. I love meals like this. They're so hearty, so filling, so nourishing, and yes, I went back for seconds because you should eat until you are truly full and satisfied, especially when you're eating really wholesome, nourishing foods like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, especially if you learned something new, and please go ahead and share it with a friend or family member, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye.